Welcome back. We will be looking at the link or the connection between reward systems and performance measures. Essentially, the idea is targets. What do targets do? How do targets or what kind of role do targets play? So, what happens is that companies have KPIs. Those KPIs have to be, they are generally measured. And along those KPIs, the company has milestones that they want to achieve this. Say, for example, sales targets. So sales is a KPI. They will be continuously measuring the sales revenue, for example, and there'll be a revenue target, a milestone. Now, this target will be broken down and assigned to individual salespeople or departmental level, whatever, SBU level. It's going to be broken down, and for all the employees, it's going to be presented as their own individual target if they're working in that sort of responsibility center. So, the target, when we use the word performance measure here, in the context of rewarding and performance measurement, we are just talking about targets. Now, the first thing about targets is that targets should be smart. If objectives are to be smart, then targets also should be smart. And that means they should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So, if any one of these qualities are missing in the target, then employees are going to definitely feel, or they're going to feel that the targets are not very much in line with what is actually possible. In addition to being smart, they should also be, there are three things that we note. That targets should be within controllable matters, that the employee should have control in the pursuit of achieving that target. If there are many things that are out of their control in achieving the target, and generally, nothing is completely in control. However, the maximum effort that employees put has to be within that realm of control. But if you're going to reward or penalize employees for matters that are completely out of their control, then they're obviously not going to respond well. uh, Targets also should be small. There should be a few targets. If you bombard an employee with so many targets, it's definitely not going to work. A prioritized small set of targets should be assigned. And the third point is that obviously they should be rewarded, and the rewarding, there has to be a timely manner to the rewarding, a positive energy around the rewarding, a positive mindset, and culturally the company has to have this overall aura of very encouraging aura of rewarding. It could be awards, it could be dinners, other kinds of benefits, commission, dollars, monetary values, monetary terms, other benefits, share options, whatever. So the rewarding is also critical. So smart targets should be set. They should be within the controllable area, controllable scope. They should be small, and small set of targets, a few, if possible, one or two. Um, and they should be high priority targets that really are well linked with your organizational objectives as they cascade down from the corporate to the tactical and the operational level. And finally, the rewarding has to happen. Now, what are the beneficial and adverse consequences of linking reward to performance measures? Of course, there are going to be many benefits, like it's going to be aligned with the overall organizational vision, mission, objectives, and KPIs. And the reward scheme will help the employees achieve the pre-agreed objectives. And usually what will happen is it will create resources required to reward the employee. So essentially the employee himself or herself, by pursuing that target, by achieving that target, the employee is self-funding their reward. Because if it's money, and if the employee is chasing a revenue target and they hit more revenue, or they earn more money, part of that money is what is going to the employee. So that sort of self funding nature is there in rewards. Targets that are smart, controllable, small in number, prioritized, and rewarded will be considered fair and consistent. So given that you do it right, employees will positively accept it. uh, it can also, your if your remuneration packages are highly competitive and well known in the market, you can attract good people. And there can be a general sense of continuous improvement if your company is, the reward system is attached to the company's growth. So as the company is growing, if the reward system and the rewarding package, remuneration packages are also growing, then the employees will feel that. They will sense that growth, and they will feel that okay, they are also in a position to grow as the organization is growing, because part of that benefit is flowing to the employees' hands. So a good reward system can actually, through that, embed continuous improvement. But there are a few concerns, but these concerns mostly are if you get it wrong, if you do it wrong. If you don't, if your targets are not smart, then employees are going to be demotivated. And employees may be demotivated if they feel that they are being penalized for matters out of their control. Even if some people are getting rewarded, if they feel that the target system is unfair, that it's inconsistent, that it's favorable or favoring some people, then they are going to be um, definitely demotivated. Uh, there are cases where if a bulk of their rewards are performance related, then employees may be highly stressed. They may be anxious, especially if their personal lives and their livelihood is heavily dependent on whatever that performance related pay is, and they know that if they don't hit those targets and they don't make that money, their life is going to get tough. They may have families, they may have children, and this can cause a lot of stress, undue stress, in fact. um, and it may even push certain employees to do unethical things and immoral things, and sometimes even illegal things. So a company should actually be very careful in not doing this. If targets are not aligned, so there could be situations where dysfunctional behavior is displayed, if because they may chase the target, employees may chase the target. Now this happens, dysfunctional behavior happens when employees are employees are focused more on their personal gain rather than the corporate objectives. Now it's all good and well if employees are working for the personal gain, and this can only happen, this generally happens, dysfunctional behavior generally happens when employees no when the targets given to employees is not in line with the corporate objectives. If it is in line, obviously when the employees are chasing it anyway, because the targets are in line with the corporate objectives, they are automatically achieved. So if your system, if your target system, if your performance measurement milestone system is really poor, it's a job not well done, and it's not in line with the overall corporate objectives and vision and the mission and the objectives and the goals, then it's going to take the employees elsewhere, ultimately causing dysfunctional behavior. And also because of the uh, in some cases, because of the relative nature of the work, it could be team based, it could be individual based, it could be project based, it could be a term based, contract based. So all these kinds of different matters will bring in some complexity in or difficulty in determining what kind of rewarding should actually happen. So on that note, we are going to complete this segment. We will be looking at some of the other negative aspects of poorly designed reward systems in the next segment. Good luck and thank you.